welcome to Spiritual Journey. So we are getting ready to start a new week, which is going into May. So Monday is May 1st, so happy May Day, happy May month. And you know, I just worked 3 nights, and let me tell you, last night I had a good night. I didn't want to say the quiet night, but it was good, you know, because I had an empty room. Luckily I didn't get an admission, thank goodness. I just had my regular patients, and it was pretty nice. But there was some weird stuff going on. I don't know, it was like there was a code gray, which is like a fight, or they had to call security in the ED, which is, you know, it's always seems like it's in the ED a lot, but it can be all over. There was a rapid response in labor and delivery, so I hope that worked out well. And then after the code gray and the ED, they put the ED in lockdown, and apparently there was like a stabbing or something. What is this world coming to? I swear. I'm getting too old for this crap. I need to get out of nursing. Anyway, I mean, it's just the world in general, but I don't know. Good vibes, people, okay? We don't need to go be stabbing people. All right, so let's go ahead and get a message for the beginning of the first week of May for each sign. So what I'm going to use is the Starseed Oracle and Work Your Light. And then we're going to, of course, use I went back to my first tarot deck, the Gilded Tarot. It's worn out, but you know, it's kind of like those comfortable shoes. I need to get a new deck because they stick together and all that. But you know, it's like your comfortable shoes that you don't want to get rid of or something. You know what I mean? Or I used to have a pillow that I had forever. It was so lumpy, but I had that for the longest time till I couldn't have it anymore. Or like Linus's blanket, kind of. And then after we get that, we're going to go ahead and close off each sign with the universe has your back, as well as the fairy dust. Okay? So let's go ahead and get into it. What are we in now? You know what? Let's just start with Aries. It's the beginning, and then I'll keep track. You know, I was going to start with Taurus, but then I'd have to backtrack around. So we're just going to go ahead and start with Aries. Of course, it's a general message, but it's just some messages maybe to get you through your day, to see where you're at, to do a little check, and you know that the universe has your back, and the spirit has your back too. Work your light in the starseed, and a little fairy dust magic as well. But anyway, just like I said, it's a general message. It's just to help guide you or get you in a place where you can be a better version of yourself, or put yourself in check, or whatever, right? And it's going to be for sun, moon, or rising signs. So if you want to check out, like if you're an Aries sun and a Taurus moon, you might want to check out Aries and Taurus. And if you're an ascending Gemini, check out that too. All right. So we're just going to go ahead and get into the message. I have, I'm still in my pajamas because like I said, I did a 3-night stretch. I slept a little bit. And before I jump in the shower and get my day started off, I had my dog's sick, so I've been cleaning up the house, running around, cleaning up after that, cleaning up some clutter, got some laundry in, trying to get stuff last minute packing done for our trip next week. Yay! And then, as well as, no. Even my bed, I'm washing my bed sheets and stuff. Oh, we have my daughter's friend coming over to watch the pets, so trying to, you know, just get cleaned up, stock the refrigerator, clean the refrigerator, stock it, all that good stuff. Peaches! Sorry about that. Peaches had to get her little 2 cents in. Come here. She sees me moving on the camera, and she's like after it. But anyway, I want to do my, you know, treadmill and a little bit of exercising, so I didn't want to get a shower. So I'm just keeping these on until I do that. So don't judge. All right, enough with me chatting. Let's get into it. All right. So we'll go ahead and start with the Starseed Oracle. We're going to go ahead and start with Aries, and then we'll go around, like I said. Then we'll get the Work Your Light, the Universe Has Your Back, the Gilded Tarot, and the Fairy Dust. All right. So Aries, for this first week of May 2023, let's get into your message and see what the energy's at. Like I said, make sure you check out your moon and ascending as well. It might give you an added message and be more specific to you. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into it. Universe and spirit, please work your magic for the sign of Aries this first week of May 2023. What's going on, please? All right, now these I might read the book, so you're gonna have to just bear with me, just because, you know, you'll see when I pull the cards out. Okay, I mean, I'll use some of my intuition too as well, but some of them are, you know. So we have star bathing, nice. And on the bottom we have called. Love that, Aries. Yes, you're called, baby. You're the first of the zodiac. You got to get out there and be that pioneer and lead the way. So it's a star bathing. It's light body, crystal grid, transmission, and activation. So this is activating you, because you're called, you know, it's like raising your vibration so you can go out and live your purpose. You're called to help the planet, help humanity, things like that. And this one says soul gifts and training. It's time to step up. Yes, stop fooling around, Aries. It's time to step up. All right, so let's go ahead and see the star bathing. Hopefully I'll find it pretty easily. I don't want to hold you guys up. Star bathing, because you have important things to do, like this mission. Star bathing is number 104. If you guys are into the numbers, I want to go play the lotto. So star bathing, it says the stars are constantly showering emanations into the crystalline grid of the earth. When things are in balance, the planet also sends information back to the stars. Many star seeds have come to earth at this time to help shift the planet vibrationally, to activate the ancient codes and wisdom of humanity has forgotten. And all this information is stored in the crystalline grid. If you pull this card, it may be calling you to begin working with the stars and the crystalline grid on the earth. Some people believe that the crystalline grid of the earth anchors divine cosmic frequencies into the planet. You may be guided to journey to particular places on earth to unlock these cosmic codes with your presence. You may also be interested in a practice called star bathing. Download a star bathing meditation at www.starseed.oracle.me. This card commonly arises because you're here to connect with the crystalline grid of the earth, either in your hometown or by traveling to places without quite knowing why. It can also mean that your light body, the energy body in the highest form, is being activated. Yes, I love that. You're being called, so you're being activated. And, you know, it's so true because I have, like, you know, I always kind of resonate to a certain place. And if I get back, like, I'll be here for a while and I'll be like, I need to go back there. I need to go back there. So it's very interesting because that is kind of true for me. So that's that one. So let's see what else is coming up for you with the Work Your Light, which is perfect for this being called and being activated, Aries. So let's see. There are places that are supposed to be more in a vortex area across the planet. So if you've noticed that you're being called to a certain place, there might be an energy or a mission or something that you're being called to do. And that might be like your soul's calling. It's kind of leading you. You might be saying like, why do I want to go there? Off the wall, like kind of place. But you're being called. You're being activated. So let's go ahead and see. Anna, grandmother of Jesus, seeding the light, laying foundations and divine plan. And then we have unbound, releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. I love this, Aries. It sounds like it's so perfect because you're being called, you're being activated. You're becoming unbound from all this earthly ego, past crap, hurts, heartbreaks, anything like that. You're freeing this up. And you're having assistance with this Anna, which is the grandmother of Jesus, so you can seed the light, lay foundations, and have a divine plan. So if you're feeling a little off or you're not sure what the heck's going on or you're feeling more grounded or called to do something or even to a different place or location, that's why. You might not even understand it, but that is why. So I don't think there's too much to say about this Anna, but we're going to go ahead and look. It's on number 88. So this Anna says she was an ancient mystic who dedicated her life to laying the foundations for Christ consciousness to be woven through all life. And listen, if you guys are all like anti-religious things like Christ or whatever, just realize it's all in one. Universe, spirit, you know, Buddhism, you know, that's why I'm kind of like that omnist or whatever it is. I believe in a little bit of all of it. I think it's all one. I think people kind of started dividing things up to, you know, have that like clashing together. That's the thing. We gotta like just realize everything's all one. We're all in this together. All that stuff. It's not like me against you about certain. Why do we always divide things so much? That's where that comes in the hate and the wars and things like that. You know. So anyway, my little spiel. So she represents the quiet dedication that is sometimes required to live a life of service. She represents the generations that came before that devoted their lives to dreaming a new world into this being. Anna teaches us that we have a part to play in the divine plan. One person's part is not worthier than the others. One person's part may be to mother their children. Another's may be gather women in a circle each month. No part is better or worse, more important or less significant. We each have within us a seed of light that we incarnated to share. Anna is gathering us up all to remember and surrender to the part of the plan. So Aries, I kind of feel like part of yours is trying to get people to see what their gift is and to realize like there's no judgment, or one person is not less than, or things like that. I kind of feel like that, you know, making people realize, you know, they're unique, but they're no different than anybody else, you know, that kind of energy, and like to help heal that, whatever aspect that is, kind of. So that's kind of like how you, and you know, you're the pioneer, so leading by example, being confident in who you are and things like that. So I love that, right? Because that's what Aries does. So let's go ahead and get some tarot cards for this. But like I said, it might be more specific if you watch your moon and your sun sign, because they might have a different message to add into this being called and being of service and being unbound and all that. All right. And laying the foundations. And laying the foundations is like pioneering, right? You're breaking through and making that path for everyone else, right? So let's go ahead and get some tarot. The High Priestess. Ah, I love it. I got chills. Okay, so High Priestess. Talk about spiritual, right? And then we have the Five of Wands. Yeah. So like breaking through all that competition, like people competing with each other. I mean, it's not a competition. You know, we should be celebrating and assisting people to be who they originally are. Not like, well, not the fighting and the stabbing and all that, but you know what I mean. We need to like make people confident in that and realize that every person here is unique and has a gift to share. And, you know, it's not like judging and all that, right? Being confident, leading that way, forging that path to being confident and accepting who you are and sharing your gift. And not being ashamed of that or insecure about it, right? Or judgmental about it. So now we have the Emperor. There you are, Aries. Ooh. So, yes. And then on the bottom we have the Temperance. So, yes, the balance, right? Being patient, being balanced. So, you know, if you're still very impatient, Aries, that might be something you really need to work on, because, you know, you got to let that go. I've had to really work on it. Now I'm not so impatient. I used to be more so, but, you know, maybe still in the lines when people are holding me up or something. But I kind of look at it now too. You know how like people drive and they're like beeping if you haven't even got your foot off the gas to when it turns green. That stuff irks me so bad. And I'm like, you know, is that what impatience looks like? Because that's not good. And then we have the Five of Pentacles. So where people lack, like where they're not really lacking, but where they feel they lack. It's kind of filling that, making themselves feel whole. Their shadows, their light, all of it. You know, their gift. So I love that. Okay. So I feel like with these two together, the Emperor and the Five of Pentacles, this lack is you're not using your whole power, Aries, and you need to. You know? Why let it waste? Okay? And then the Five of Wands, this competition, and this High Priestess is somebody that's, you know, very spiritual, higher self energy, you know? So, you know, it's not a competition. We all have a light to shine from within, and it's all unique and all the same. You know, it's the same, like we all are united, but it's unique, you know, and that's a good thing. We want things to be different. Why do we always judge people about because they don't have the same opinions and stuff? You know what I'm saying? Let's see what's on the bottom. The Five of Swords. Yeah, because there's conflict all around, and we have to cut through that conflict to tap into, you know, leading the path, being called to service, all those things. So now let's get a Universe Has Your Back card. So sometimes we want to question where like our intuition's trying to tell us to do. You know, have faith, Aries, okay? Have faith and just kind of go with it. Go with the flow. And wherever you're being called, whether it's to go to some foreign area that you're like, why the heck do I want to go to Arizona? Just go, you know? I'm not saying you do want to go to Arizona. Wherever you're being called to. Alaska, whatever. So I am a spirit having a human experience, and I'm here to get closer to love. Yeah, there you go, Aries. Love that. That's a beautiful landing message for you. Yes, you are a spirit having a human experience, and it's time to get closer to love and bring people more united together, to share their gifts and to be accepting of others sharing their gifts as well. All of us have a part to play. That's very important, right? So let's go ahead and close this message for you, Aries, with a Fairy Dust card. I kind of don't want to leave that I'm a spirit having a human experience. So now we have play. Step outside and feel the sun. Breathe the air. Play. Have some fun. Okay, so whatever you do this week, especially, get outside. You know, it helps you ground. It helps you realize how powerful we are, but also how insignificant we can be. Ever go to the ocean? I love the ocean. It calms me down so much, but it's so vast, you know, and it's like, wow. You know, so I'm gonna have a lot of vitamin C time next week. Woohoo! Yeah, heading to Charleston, and then I'm actually going to Bahamas. Yes. Okay. Well, anyway, on the bottom we have trust. Yes, it's time to trust. Go trust your intuition wherever it's leading you to. Trust. You're being guided. Okay. You have a purpose. You're being called and activated. All right, Aries. So that's your message. Have a beautiful week. Hi, Taurus. So please take what resonates, let go of what doesn't. This is just energy to see where you're standing, spiritually, energetically, wherever, you know, just some advice, guidance. It could be for your sun, moon, or rising. And please, this is very important. Check out your placements, like your moon and your ascending, because it can be more specific to you, okay? So let's go ahead and get into your message. We're going to get the star seed card for you first. Well, this one seems like he wants to pop out. Oh, we have the void. Stop, embrace winter, great cosmic womb. So there could be some void with you. And it says, wait, it's not time yet. Things are being woven. Okay. So that you might be feeling like you're like in a little dark hallway. You're not sure where to go. Just realize that it's just not time yet. And this looks like darkness too. It's like you're like on the edge here and here's the light. You're like waiting in this dark hallway. You know? So that's what it feels like. So we're going to read a little bit about this void. So if you're feeling a little lost or in the dark, realize that it's only temporary. It's just things are getting prepared for you, okay? So let's go ahead and see what this void is about. Is this in alphabetical order? I don't think this one is, but let me check. It might be. Oh, it is. Okay, great. All right. So Taurus, let's see what this is about. This void says everything and nothing exists in the void. It's where life begins and ends. It's the winter and the womb, the fertile darkness, where all things originate and all seeds grow. Comforting and intimidating, freeing and daunting. It can feel both overwhelmingly small and huge. The void is where faith lives. The message of the void is to surrender to the unknown, to allow the fertile darkness of nothingness to nourish the new seeds growing within you. Regardless of whether you know what they'll be one day, you are going to be called to surrender to the mystery of what's next, to rest, to allow the winter of your life to work for you, to hand over your control and trust that because you can't see what's happening beneath the surface, it doesn't mean things aren't working. The greatest weavings happen when we find a way to surrender and trust that all life was being knitted right for us. Right beneath the surface, the ways known and unknowable. Now is the time to cultivate faith and allow deep rest. The void often surfaces at the end of a chapter or a life phase, when we're being called to let go of what we know and identify with. When you're in the void, it can feel very scary, and if you should be doing something, that you should be doing something. However, when this card appears, it's a sure sign that most productive thing to do is relinquish control and surrender to the changing mystery of your life. So yeah, so this is kind of like that, like I said, that hallway where things are shifting, and you might not be sure which way the direction to go, and it can be scary. But it's saying don't resist, just trust that things are working out behind the scenes. All right. And on the bottom, like I said, it's saying wait. You know, don't try to force things. Don't try to turn back around. Just wait. Things are going to be happening for you. Okay. So let's go ahead and see what's coming up with these work your light cards. Oh, we have Anna, grandmother of Jesus. That's the one I had for Aries too. We have dance with life. What was the secondary card? Dance with life. Do something to change your energy. Okay, so there could be something with your energy too. I feel like with this void, you might be a little critical or negative or worried or whatever, and it's time to shift that energy into trust, having faith, knowing that things are going to work out. Okay, we have to go through the shadows sometimes to get to the light, and I feel like this Anna, grandmother of Jesus, is helping. She's sending the light and laying the foundations for this divine plan. So it's in the works. Okay, so don't let yourself get too much in a panic. All right. So let's go ahead and get some tarot cards for these. You know, when we're in that hallway between letting things go and things coming in, you know, sometimes we get a little scared or impatient and we want to turn back around and go back to the things that weren't working for us. So just know there is a plan here. Things are going to work out, okay? Okay. So now we have strength. Yes, tap into that inner strength, your willpower. We have the Page of Cups. Yes, this is like a new beginning here. And it's something with your emotions too. So keep your emotions intact because, you know, they can wreak havoc on us sometimes. Emotions are good, but it depends on how much we control them, okay? And then we have the Six of Wands. That's success and victory, as well as the Eight of Pentacles and the Nine of Wands. Yes, and the Ace of Swords. So there is going to be some clarity and truth coming in. Yes, it's taking its toll on you. You've been through a lot. Eight of Pentacles, you know, you've been working on things, you know, this is work, gaining skills. So this is actually going to benefit you. It might not seem like it at the time we're in that dark hallway, but it is making you have more strength, more patience, more faith and trust. So just know that there's new things coming in, and keep your emotions in check with this, okay? And on the bottom, we have the Queen of Wands. So this is, you know, remain confident and know that things are going to work out, all right? So let's go ahead and get a Universe Has Your Back. And like I said, this is very important to check out your moon and ascending sign too, because it will have an added message for you, all right? All right. And if you don't know that, I'll try to remember to place a link where you can find your birth chart, okay, in the description or in the comments, maybe the description. Attack, panic, fear, judgment, and any form of separation are merely calls for help. So, yes. So, you know, this is calls for help. Yes, this is when we get in a place where we feel lost. So, yes, we can feel lost in that hallway. But just know that you're being guided. You will be coming to the light soon. Things are working out behind the scenes. You just can't see them because it's dark. So just try to, you know, heal. Keep your emotions intact and definitely have faith and trust, all right? You're stronger than you know. Instead of praying for an outcome, I pray for the highest good of all. Yes, yes. That's what's trying to be manifested here, is the highest good for the situation and all. Sometimes we don't agree with it, but, you know, have you ever watched Bruce Almighty, where he's given everybody everything they wanted in the prayers, and it just was havoc? You know, you can't always get what you want, but you get what you need. It's kind of like that Rolling Stones song. So yes, just know that, you know, it's for the best, and trust that. So now we have be strong. Yes, definitely be strong. When trouble seems to be brewing near, your inner strength will keep you clear. There you go. There's that strength card. And then we have butterflies. Whenever you see a butterfly flutter through the grass, it's to remind you that love of those who've passed. So you do have some passed down loved ones that are trying to surround you and give you guidance and protect you, and know that they are there for you. Okay. So if you're seeing butterflies, that's a sure sign of that. All right. So that is your message, Taurus. Thanks so much for watching. And we have play. Make sure you step outside and enjoy, you know, get some grounding in, have some fun, okay? And that will relieve some of that stress. Everything will work out, all right? There is a light at the end of that tunnel. Take care. Okay, Gemini, so we're going to get your reading for the first week of May. See what the energy's at, what you need to know, guidance, whatever. So this is for Gemini, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Please check out your moon and your ascending. That will give you an added message and be more specific to you, okay? So let's go ahead and see what the universe and spirit want to bring up to you. The sign of Gemini for May 1st, the first week of May. Let's see what's coming up. This is the Star Seed Oracle, and we have Activated Earth. Oh, there's two here. And Star Brothers, interesting. And then on the bottom we have Star Ancestors. Wow. Okay, so this Activated Earth says power places, ley lines, trust where you're led. So if you're being called to a specific area, trust that. There might be some energy shifts and grids. There's like certain places on Earth that are vortexes that have more energy and could be activating for you. So if you're being called, you're like, hey, I just want to go to Minnesota, whatever. Trust it, okay? And if there's any way possible you can get there, you know, or even if you have to watch it on TV or videos or look things up, there's some kind of message and energy there for you, okay? And then we have the Star Brothers, which is Horus energy, protection, loyalty, safety, and trust. So we're going to go ahead and look at this Activated Earth and just see what the added message is for you. If I can find it. Maybe, let's see if I can find it here. Oh, sorry, that's the wrong. Is that the right one? And Star Brothers. That's the one I wanted to look up. The Star Brothers. Sorry about that. Star Brothers. Let's say this Horus protection loyalty. So this is, you're more protected than you can imagine. It's safe to Open the back of your heart. You're being called to be open to receiving a new level of support now from those in life, from the benevolent beings you're connected with. Through ancestral patterning, current life traumas, and past karmic impressions, many of us have become mistrustful and suspicious of loyalty and have blocks when it comes to receiving support. We've learned that we need to go at life alone. That's not safe, to let our guard down and our heart open, that the world isn't a friendly place. The Star Brothers want you to know to have a new experience on life on Earth. They want you to feel deeply secure and safe, even when you're going through a difficult time. They want you to hand over your fears to them, to see them as opportunities to let in more love. They're guiding you to stay open and receiving a greater love of support than you can ever imagine. They want you to learn to soften through life's ups and downs and to learn to open your heart, especially when it most wants to harden. So this could be some kind of like, hardening your heart and kind of too guarded. And this is saying, you need to start being a little more vulnerable and trusting, not because you've let yourself get hardened. And it's easy to do. It's protection, but there's something there and there still could be some place where it's very healing and grounding for you, activated Earth. So if you're being called or feeling like you want to go to a certain area, trust that, it could even be just like down the road. If there's like a place you grew up, the beach, whatever, just trust that and go to it, because it can be very healing for you and, get you back into this more open space energy of your heart. Okay, so let's see what this says. Activated, if I can find it. Is this the same one? Oh, I got the same deck. What am I doing? I didn't get the other one yet, so I will. My goodness, Gemini, your little two sides mind is it's working its way in my mind. Okay, activated, or here it is. Okay. So, many believe that as we visit each sacred points on Earth, something is activated within us. Some also believe that by connecting with the land, with devotion of these sacred places, is something activated within the planet too. Are you being called to travel to a sacred place that your soul remembers, or to tend the land you or live on, to honor and acknowledge the known and unknown keepers of nature spirits of the land? As you connect with Earth and honor its keepers, the land opens up more fully to hold you. The fruits provide more nourishment, and the guardians watch over you. So this could be also too, like maybe getting out there and getting your hands dirty in the earth, planting and stuff like that. It's going to be very healing for you. All right. So I love that message. Now let's get one of these cards. Now that's why I got mixed up. I thought I had two different deck cards. I don't know. All right. So now we have keepers. Oh my gosh, keepers of the earth. You are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you. So there's definitely some grounding energy here. Grounding, new, fresh energy. Okay, so that, and deep replenishment, retreat, rest, and be held. So that's what's going to help you, like do all this healing and being able to open your heart a little more. Okay, so that's what you need to do this week, hopefully. Where are you being called to journey to? Oh my gosh, this just keeps going on and on. There's a place you need to go that's going to be very healing. And you might want to walk barefoot on that land. Put your hands in there and, plant a tree, whatever it is. It's going to be very grounding and healing for you to be able to let go of things that have closed off your heart and things like that. Okay, so get out there and do that, Gemini. Let's get some tarot cards. It is really healing. I know, like, after I went through my fire and stuff, we got this place with a yard, and I used to go out there and it was, at first it was like, oh, man, I don't want to go weed, I don't want to go plant flowers, but, not so much plant flowers, but dig up the weeds and stuff, and oh my God, it was work, but it made you feel so much better. It really did. Put your hands in the soil and things. So let's go ahead and see what these tarot cards are coming up as. So we have the Two of Pentacles, juggling a lot of things. Knight of Pentacles, King of Wands, Eight of Swords. Yes, you're feeling trapped. So if you're feeling trapped, stuck, closed off, guarded, yeah, now we have the Two of Swords. Queen of Cups is on the bottom, so this is all about our compassion, being open-hearted, trusting our intuition. So we have the Two of Swords. So there's something you're not seeing. You put your blinders on and you're like, nope, not going to go for it. You need to soften that up a little bit. So, going out in nature, digging. And I'd almost say, like, if there's some kind of event, like where you can volunteer, like kids, like help kids plant trees or start a garden or something like that, it would be very beneficial for you, because right now you have this stuck energy, like you're juggling a lot of different things. And you know how you can go back and forth, Gemini? There's two sides of you. You need to get centered more so. Knight of Pentacles, you know, take slow, steady steps, as well as plan things out, okay? Plan something out and really follow it, because you can tend to be a little scatterbrained, no offense, you know, a lot of us can be. So, you know, write things down and really stick to that, you know, write a list. And then the King of Wands is somebody, you know, is very passionate, very empowered. So, you know, this is, you know, taking control of your life and leading it somewhere, guiding it somewhere, you know, make a plan. Okay, I want to be more trusting. I want to let down my guard a little bit. I don't want to be so closed off, because it starts to make you resentful and bitter, you know, whether we realize it or not. It can. We get a little snappy at people. So, you know, it's time to let that down. Let your vulnerability come out a little. So, you know, go out there and dig in dirt. Go help some kids plan it. You know, don't go get neighborhood kids. I don't want anybody get in trouble, because nowadays, you know, go join like a youth group and help them, like kids plant a garden or whatever you need to do, okay? Or even your own kids. So it's going to be really healing to you, and it would be great for your kids too. So let's go ahead and get the Universe Has Your Back card. So I kind of feel like this energy, Gemini, or maybe you've had a few heartbreaks and now you're a little closed off. So you kind of just go to work, come home, do your thing at home, watch TV, whatever. And it's kind of making you lose your spark a little bit and get maybe a little, you know, I want to say like grumpy old man. You know how to get, you know, I'm not saying you're old or a man, but you know what I'm saying? You need to like brighten that spark up a little bit. It's like kind of dulling out. So because you're closed off, because something's happened. And I'm not saying, you know, definitely not putting anything to that, because, you know, heartbreaks can hurt, but you can't let that control your whole life and make you bitter, right? Okay, so now we have, I create mindful moments throughout the day, reminding myself I am love and miracles are natural. Yeah, see? Yeah. So remind yourself, create those moments that remind yourself that you are lovable, and you know, that you have a lot to offer, all right? Just because somebody like did you dirty. Oneness is my true nature. Yeah. All right. So let's get a fairy card. Fairy guides. Whenever you're feeling blue, don't fear. The fairies are protecting you. And you know, Aries. I don't know why I say Aries. That's so weird. But anyway, Gemini, you guys can be the life of the party, very social, but you don't really reveal what's in here too much, you know? It's more like fun and, you know, everybody else and, you know, that kind of stuff. But, you know, you might need to connect to somebody where you're sharing like more what's in here, you know, your heart, what's inside. All right. So it might be time to, you know, ground yourself, center yourself, and heal from whatever those past remnants of hurt has come up and kind of closed off your heart, because you have a lot to offer. All right, Gemini. So thanks so much for watching. Take care. Hello, Cancer. So we're going to go ahead and get your message for the week of May 1st. This could be for Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Please, universe, bring us the best message. As I've been telling everybody, it is a good idea to check out your listen to the readings for your moon and ascending as well. I'm going to try to put a birth chart link in the description, so you can check that out if you don't know what your moon or your ascending is. But it should be more specific. The readings for all three will be more specific to you. So we have loosen your grip, coping mechanisms, density, addiction, and let God in, and jump in. Endomedian energy, adventure, say yes to change. So I kind of feel like that yes man energy. You know, you might be closing yourself off, holding on tight to like, no, I can't put myself out there. And it's time to loosen your grip. Look at that. They're falling. And this one too, right? Look. Yeah, it's time to take that risk, take that leap, jump like I did in my short video. Because it looks like you might be, you know, isolating yourself or not really enjoying life so much. You're closing yourself off. So loosen your grip a little bit. Go out there and say yes more so, and have some adventure. All right? So we're going to go ahead and look at these cards. I don't know why I keep pulling two of these. The Cosmic Heart, devotion, potency, make your life a moving prayer. Yes. And then let's get one of these and then we'll read both. This is Work Your Light. So now we have deep replenishment, retreat, rest, and be held. Transformation, things are changing on a cellular level. And it says deep healing. So that's what's going on. You're having some deep healing from, you know, all the baggage and things that have happened to us over the years. So it looks like, you know, you need to loosen your grip a little bit. You're just, if you're like a little frightened or a little standoffish because you don't want to be hurt, you've had your heart broken, you're retreating in your little shell, it's time to poke your head out a little bit and have some fun. All right? Because there's some transformation and deep replenishment coming in. So we're going to go ahead and look at this. Loosen your grip, okay? Loosen your grip. We're cyclic beings, and Mother Earth teaches us how to be human every day, with the coming and going of the tides and the seasons. If you're clinging to anything, you're resisting the natural flow of who you are. The things you cling to are often those we most need to let go of. The food, the substances, and the relationships. The job, the people-pleasing. The things we cling to often cover up our most vulnerable space. The part we're afraid to leave empty. The part we guard and don't let grace into. But by keeping this space covered with something that doesn't serve us, or clinging to it for fear of not staying on its own accord, we prevent ourselves from receiving the things that will. The Course in Miracles tells us, whatever we leave empty, grace will fill. And the Buddha said, you can only lose what you cling to. Indeed, both are true. If this card appears, you're being called to find the courage to loosen your grip and give up control, to release your coping mechanisms and leave the space for grace and God to enter, to surrender all that feels dense to the divine. Loosening your grip doesn't mean that what you're cycling or clinging to will go away. It may, or it may stay, but you can be sure that what it is for you will find you, and you'll breathe easier knowing that you've shifted from relying on your own strength to surrendering to the grace of life. I love that energy. Yeah, so there's something you're clinging on to too much. And, you know, that kind of makes us more needy, insecure. So it's time to loosen your grip a little bit, okay? And just come from that beautiful heart of yours, all right? And just trust, all right? That everything that works out for us will come back to us if it needs to. Like it's, what is that? If something goes away, if it's meant to be, it will come back. So just loosen your grip. And it's making you not have so much fun. So it's time to loosen your grip a little bit, all right? So you can transform as well. So let's go ahead and get some tarot cards on this. We're just going to get a few. So we have the Six of Cups. Yeah, see, those are our memories, our nostalgia. So it feels like maybe you could be really stuck on the nostalgia, and that might be why you're clinging. And sometimes, you know, we are good memories too, but it also could be sometimes even our bad situations. We want to over-romanticize them once we lose them. So, you know, it's good to have memories, and some of them can be bittersweet, but you have to loosen that up a little bit, okay? Okay, and then we have the Four of Cups. So the Four of Cups feeling like you missed an opportunity or you're going to miss something. And the Six of Wands. That's all about success and the Wheel of Fortune. See, this wheel has got to change. You know, unfortunately, people come and go out of our life. Situations come and go. But we can't hold on to that wheel for dear life and not let it turn, because we're going to be missing out on so much beautiful things that are ahead of us. Okay? So let's go ahead and get a Universe has our back card for you. You're going to trust. There's going to be more beautiful things come in. And you have all these beautiful memories from the things before. It's time to go out there and put yourself out there a little bit, all right? Now we have true healing occurs when I give myself permission to feel whatever feelings live below the triggers. Yeah. So if anything's triggering you, also, you know, be aware of what that is and work through those emotions, all right? Because you're just going to get stuck and that wheel's not going to move if you keep just denying them or pushing them aside, right? And it says attack, pain, fear, judgment, and any form of separation are merely calls for help. Yes, all right? Now we're going to close yours with a fairy card. I think it's called Fairy Dust. Let's get a Fairy Dust card for you, Cancer. And like I said, make sure you check out your moon and your ascending, because it'll have an added message to specifically you, okay? All right, so we have peace, friends and family, and those who care. Peace is yours today to share. Yeah, so cherishing all those memories you're making with others. But, you know, don't cling too tightly to them, all right? Because if you cling too tight, babe, you're going to lose control. That's a song. Hold on loosely. Well, you guys might not know. That's an 80s song. You know, I'm dating myself, 80s. All right, so that is your message, Cancer. I wish you the best. Have a beautiful May, and, you know, don't hold on too tightly, okay? Or you'll lose control. Take care. Bye. Leo, so this is for Sun, Moon, Rising Leo. Again, please make sure you check out your moon and your ascending, because that will be more specific to you, okay? So we're going to get whatever the universe or spirit want to bring up for the first week of May. See where your energy's at, what you're guided to do, things like that. So let's go ahead and see. I hope you guys are doing all right. Whoops. Got a little carried away there. So we're going to go ahead and see. Spirit and universe, what is the best message here for Leo? What do they need to know at this time? For their activation, for their energy, for grounding, for healing, whatever they need. I guess this one's trying to peek out at me. So we have You're Not Alone. Oh, and the Seas of Mintica. Seeing potential, bringing unconscious to light. So isolation, physical connection, and community. So have you been isolating yourself a little bit, Leo? Have you been feeling alone, or like nobody gets you or understands you? So, because that's what's coming up. All right, so let's see what this message is about in the book. You're not alone. You're not alone. I know things can be lonely sometimes, but you know what? We have to be our own company. You know, you got this love. That's not it. You're not alone, okay? Sometimes we only have ourselves, but that doesn't mean you're alone. You know what I mean? You shouldn't be lonely. You should enjoy spending time with your own. And sometimes when we're alone, it's time for us to, look at things that we need to look at, do some healing, do some transformation, things like that. So let's see what this card is saying for you. Okay, so the older the soul, the deeper the cave. Many starseeds or old souls enjoy their own company. Spending time alone can be comforting and necessary for their vitality, as it allows them to commune with their soul and fill up their energetic resources, especially if they have an underactive or open root chakra, or find it hard being human. Yes, it can be very lonely, because you feel like you just don't fit in, right? Many starseeds find it more nourishing to retreat than to spend their time in meaningless conversations and relationships. The small talk, once in a while, but, these people that just talk about the pettiest stuff, it's like, and I try not to be judgmental, but I just don't resonate with that, So, however, we must remember we're not here to go about this life alone. Humans are pack animals, and we all need that love, company, and support of others, both emotionally and physically. In our increasingly online world, we can be connected to more people and yet feel more alone and isolated than ever. There's still so much we don't know about the energetic side effects of things like social media, and so many people knowing our news. What is it doing to our auric field? Commonly, we find ourselves in constant conversation, yet lacking the genuine connection of physical community and touch. The main message of this card is to step out of your cave and physically reach out to those in life. Step out of your cave and physically reach out to those in your life to replenish when you need to, but not isolate yourself. This could be seeing friends and family who live nearby, or having a regular catch-up walk with someone. In what ways can you open up yourself to the people who are physically in your life, those you truly know? So I kind of feel like you could be surrounded by people but still feeling lonely because you're not having that deep connection. So this week, try to make an effort to, go have that chat with mom or a lost friend, or one you don't see that much. Really connect with them on a deep level, okay? That will be helpful for you. And we have the Sea of Mintica here, which is seeing potential and bringing unconsciousness to light. So it could bring some clarity to the situation too. You might realize, have you ever known somebody for a while, and then one time out of the blue you have this deep connection with them, and before it was just like, yeah, they're a pretty cool person, and then you really talk to them and it's like, wow, I really learned a lot. I really connect to that person. So it might be some energy with that. All right, so let's go ahead and see what this other card is for you. This is the Look Your Light card. Let's see. We have Leap. You go first. The universe will catch you. So this is basically, I feel like this is you making that first move towards somebody and to connect to them. Maybe you know somebody that's also not really putting themselves out there, and could really benefit from that connection, or you to call them and really have that deep talk. And it says, don't dim to fit in. How are you dimming your light in order to fit in? So you could be like I really feel this energy like you might be connecting to the wrong type of people. and you're like I said, surrounded by people, but feeling alone because you just don't resonate. So there's somebody else out there that maybe you've pushed off to the side, or you really are just an acquaintance with them, but you know, when you do talk, or you do like them, maybe it's time to like maybe make their day as well as yours, and you'll have this great bond. So make that leap and go out there and connect with them, because I feel like you might be dimming your own light or lowering your vibration because you're hanging around more like with the popular crowd, or the more crowd like that. It doesn't have to be popular, but you know what I'm saying, the more social crowd and all that. And you really need to connect to that, because that's why you're feeling alone, because you're just not aligned to that type of energy. So that's what I'm feeling. So let's see what this don't dim your light to fit in is saying. Let me see if I can find it. Don't dim your light is 42. Okay, let me get this. Because we raise our vibration, we manifest the things that are more aligned to us and our abundance. So if you're like dimming your light by hanging around people that you just you feel alone, or you just don't resonate with, just because it's something to do, or you know, they're the popular people or whatever, that's why you're feeling so alone. Okay, so this says, don't dim your light to accommodate someone else's smallness. We are all born to shine big and bright. The universe is expanding, and you are part of the universe. So expanding is part of your nature. If someone makes you want to retract, notice and slowly back away. They are not for you, and you are not for them. Better yet, find it within yourself to expand and shine your light anyway. Flowers don't open and close according to who is walking by. They open and show their beauty regardless. If others don't want to be around you, or you make them uncomfortable, it's because you're shining your light on the fact that they are dimming to fit in. By choosing to shine bright, you may just inspire them to turn on their light too, or not. Keep your light on anyway. So I get that. That's so cool, because it's like almost like you need to connect to somebody that might be like that wallflower, that is really a beautiful soul, a beautiful person, but they're hiding away because maybe they feel like they don't fit in either. So I feel like, you know, connecting with that is going to be more resonating and actually bring a lot into your life. Okay, maybe even abundance, manifestation, whatever. I really feel like it's more like your soul tribe compared to the people that you're hanging around with feeling lonely. All right, so let's go ahead and get some tarot cards. It's a beautiful message, because sometimes, you know, we might resonate with somebody, but because they don't fit in with the it crowd or whatever, we kind of ignore that, you know. And it's time for you to go towards the soul tribe, you know. It doesn't have to be the most popular. A lot of times they're not, because the star seeds are overlooked a lot of times. They're considered weird, or, you know, and that's not right. So let's go ahead and see what's coming up. Too much judgment in this world. Okay, so now we have the Five of Pentacles. Yeah, see? And that creates lack within you. If you're trying to just go along with the, you know, more social people, or the it people, or the popular people, or whatever, to go out and have some fun because they're more fun, this is creating some kind of lack within you, like your soul level, like your higher self level. So there could be someone, a Queen of Wands. I love that. This is somebody that's confident and doesn't care what people think, right? And usually you don't. That's what's kind of odd. But, you know, it might be more like, I'm kind of getting this energy like, well, they go out and they have parties and have fun and all this. But you might be getting older now and thinking like, this is just, I'm kind of outgrown this. I just don't fit in with this anymore. So I feel like there's somebody else you should be connecting with. Let's go ahead and see. And it's probably like the one that stays at home and reads books or something. You know what I mean? But within, just because they don't talk, doesn't mean they are not very interesting people or very intelligent. You know? So we have the Magician. Yeah, see, there's that abundance. I really feel like this is going to be, and the Emperor could be an Aries, but this is empowering. Abundance, empowering. So I feel like we're going to be leaving this lack, going into abundance, empowering. It could be an Aries person, but it doesn't have to be. Ace of Pentacles with this new beginning in the material world. So I feel like you're like, it's like your soul tribe right there. But because you're hanging around with the wrong crowd, but you're not really resonating and feeling lonely, that's why you're missing out. You're missing out on all this abundance that this soul tribe has to offer to you, or this soul person, soulmate kind of. It doesn't have to be romantic either. Ten of Cups, yes, look at that. Emotional bliss and happiness. And then on the bottom we have the Two of Pentacles. Yeah, it's kind of like juggling energy. Like, you know, I feel like you're hanging around with people like you don't really resonate with, or connected to people that you don't really resonate with, and you feel kind of lonely. You see that all the time. People hanging around with people and they're sitting there like, you know. But this is like moving away from that towards your soul tribe energy. All right, so let's go ahead and get one of these. This is the universe has our back. That's what it was. I couldn't think of it. One of these. All right. And, you know, if you guys, I think it's on Gaia. There's a show about sensitive people. They're not always all in your face, but they're very interesting people. Very creative. Very intelligent. My vibes speak louder than words. Yes. So, you know, whatever your vibes are telling you, I kind of feel like maybe you're not following that, trusting that vibes, like you're getting this energy from these people. It's like, these people are so shallow. I just don't resonate. I feel so alone. They used to be fun, but they just haven't grown. It might be time to move on. And it says, when I'm in alignment with the love of the universe, peace cannot be disrupted. So, yeah. So, yeah, get back in alignment. It looks like you might have went off alignment a little bit, you know, or maybe lowering your vibration to fit in with some people that are just kind of into the shallow, petty stuff, you know, looks and material things. Not that, you know, those don't have their place, but, you know, there's a deeper meaning. There's somebody out there that's more you're going to connect with and feel more alive and in tune with. Okay, so let's go ahead and get a fairy dust card to go ahead and close this off. What was I already looked at the bottom one. Fairy dust for Leo. Backpack. Get your compass. Adventure is yours. Get out of the city and enjoy the outdoors. So that might be a good way to connect with this person too. Like, you know, there might be that lonely person that nobody wants to hang out with, but, you know, they're pretty cool. So, you know, tell them, hey, you want to go on a hike? You know, want to go out in nature, go to the park and have a picnic or whatever, and just get to really know them, because I feel like you guys are going to really resonate and have a deeper connection, and they're going to have more meaningful conversations and things like that. It's going to be somebody that you're like more soul connected to. So interesting enough, and it's going. I really feel like it's going to blossom into a really good relationship, connection, friendship, whatever. So that is your message. Very interesting. An aura cleanse, yes, or cleansing your aura, because I really feel like this. We're getting all these vibes and aura that whoever the people you have been hanging around with, and it could be people you've hung around with for a long time, or it could be work people, whatever. They're just more into the materialistic, ego, shallow things, and they haven't really chose to grow. I'm not saying they're bad people, not at all, but you have kind of grown or leveled up, and it's kind of like now, like, ho-hum, I feel like I'm alone even though I'm sitting around this pack of people. So go try something new, because that's what the universe and spirit are telling you to do. It's going to be benefit you, it's going to benefit the planet, because of course you're going to raise your vibration, you're going to have a deep, meaningful connection, and it might lead to something else, like a relationship, if it's that kind of male, whatever. It might be a relationship, for a good friendship. It could be even lead to some kind of creative project or something, or some kind of service to the planet, or humanitarian efforts. So that is your message, Leo. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you check out your moon and your ascending. I'm going to put the link to the birth charts in the description box below. Take care. Bye. Okay, Virgo, so we're going to go ahead and get your energy for this first week of May. This could be for Virgo, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Please take what resonates, let go what doesn't. We're just going to bring in the messages from Spirit and the universe. Also, be sure to check out your Moon and your Ascending sign, because it will be, you know, more specific to you. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into this message. So first, we're going to start off with the Starseed Oracle. So, Spirit and Universe, what message does the sign of Virgo need to hear for this first week of May 2023? Let's see. So we have the blue flame, and then on the bottom we have your life as a canvas. I love that with the blue flame. It's like painting your portrait or your mural of life, you know. So it's your life is an open canvas. You can put on it whatever you want. So your life is a canvas. It says artist, manifestation, and creative accountability. And the blue flame is spontaneous awakening, activation, integration time. So, you know, going out there and awakening your soul, your spirit, bringing in your abundance, living your purpose. I love that energy. So let's go ahead and see what this blue flame is all about. We're going to read the book. You can find it here. All right. So this blue flame for you, Virgo, is this card of awakening and energetic upgrades. Perhaps you're going through a period of spontaneous awakening, receiving visions and having experiences that are out of the ordinary. In the West, little is known about the process of spontaneous awakening, and it can feel very scary when you're going through it alone. Elsewhere, they can be seen as auspicious experiences, with those going through them being treated with tender care. The blue beings are thought to be activating beings with great potential for healing and upgrading our cellular structures. They appear in moments of extreme awakening, activating a physical Kundalini awakening and deep cellular and DNA healing. If you're in the midst of an awakening, the process never ends. Treat this time as deeply sacred and give yourself ample space to ground and integrate the extreme changes you're going through. So I feel like you're awakening to what you want out of life, because we've went through a lot, especially these past few years, and I feel like a lot of people are finding that just living mediocre or going along with the crowd, or just surviving or staying in our comfort zone is not fulfilling us. Life's too short. We see that every day with the violence and the COVID situation and all kinds of stuff, the mass shootings. So we're seeing like, hey, I want to live my life to the fullest, what I want to really do, instead of just settling. So I feel like that's what you're going through right now, Virgo. So let's go ahead and see about these work your light energy. So what do you want to do with your life, that energy. Something that's going to be meaningful and fulfilling and make you happy, and where you can make a difference. So let's see what else is coming up for you. All right, so there we go. We actually have Lumeria, creating heaven on earth. It's happening. There you go. Yeah, seeing, having that peace within, living your best life. Again, so it's just inner temple, devotion, tune into the portal of your heart. Yeah, so, like from your soul, like living what you're meant to on this earth, right? Because we come here and then we have to go along with what other people do, and we need to settle, and we got to survive. So trying to get out of that energy and living the best life, living your life to the fullest, living it with purpose, living your life on purpose. That's what I'm getting here with that. All right, so let's go ahead and get some tarot cards for this and see what's coming up with this energy. So I love that energy for you. So I feel like you could be like part of a soul tribe. Maybe you haven't found them yet, where you're a starseed or a light worker, and you're just trying to find your niche and find your purpose and live the best life you can, as well as being of service to others and raising the vibration of the planet. So I feel like we're hearing more and more about that now. So that's good energy. Let's go ahead and see. But sometimes, it's kind of hard, like with where we're at, like connecting to those kind of situations and people. So we have the energy of being patient, being grounded, being devoted to what you want to do. So this is the Sagittarius card. So I feel like a lot of you guys will be more in a raised vibration and aligned to your purpose and what you want to achieve by Sagittarius season. So on the bottom, we have the Nine of Cups. So this is being content and at peace. So I feel like that's what you want to do. You just want to have peace in life. You're tired of the drama, the bullshit. You just want to live what you came here to do, right? So now we have the Tower. So there's been too many upheavals. So I feel like this energy could have been something that did happen in your life. Sometimes those shakeups make us realize what's important in life, and make us prioritize and think like, life's too short. Maybe you had a scare, maybe you had a car accident, or somebody in your family or close group of people. How do you say that? Group of your niche, your people. You know what I'm saying? Like your little circle. Maybe something happened, and it made you have this wake up, like, whoa, life's too short. I have to live the life I want, because you never know how much time you got. We do have the moon, so this is things unknown. This is our fears. This is our subconscious. So I feel like whatever this Tower moment came in, and it kind of shook you up a little bit to realize, that, whoa, I now see what's important, and I'm not going to care about what people think, or resonating or settling with people that don't align with me, or situations that don't align with me. I have one life, and I'm going to go after it. So I feel like that's the energy, like I said, to get this content, happiness, peace, all that. So let's see what else. You could have went through a bad relationship, whatever it is, something that shook you up, rocked you to your core, made you have an eye-opening experience. We have the Page of Swords. So see, this is the beginning of our truth, living who we are truthfully, right? And then we have the Queen of Pentacles, staying grounded. So I feel like right now you're at this choice. You're at this crossroads. Do I continue to live this life where I feel mediocre and I'm just settling? I'm comfortable, but I'm just settling. I'm not really happy. or do I go out and achieve those dreams and goals and live the best life I can and find peace and make a difference in the world? That kind of energy. So I love that energy for you, Virgo. So we're going to go ahead and get a the universe has your back card. Let's see what's coming up. So expressing who you really are and living that life, what you're meant to do on this earth. When we're first born, we always have all these goals and dreams. Well, maybe not as a baby, but as we go, we're like, I want to do this, and I'm going to have this and this. And then somehow life, beats you down, or people and situations where we just like, I'm just going to do what I can, to survive. But you're like stepping out of that. And I love that energy, like I said. So, and this is like the perfect time. I think a lot of people did that when we just went through all that mess with COVID and, seeing how the world can be and different things like that. So this is a nice card. It says, I witness the darkness and call on the light within my prayer. Thank you, universe, for guiding me to perceive this fear through the eyes of the teacher of love. Yeah, that sounds just like what we were just explaining, facing those fears and saying, you know what, life's too short. I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm here for a purpose. I'm here for a reason. I'm going to live it. I'm going to face those fears and I'm going after it. And on the bottom, it says, I surrender to a power greater than me. And then you had 3 pull up. The more energy and intention I bring to my faith, the more fearless and free I am. And here's another one. It's all about fear, facing those fears. I recognize that I have chosen fear, and I choose again. I choose love. Yeah. Love of yourself especially, right? My outer experiences are a reflection of my internal condition. So yeah, I feel like you're connecting that inner with the outer world and just, going for it, throwing caution to the wind and just doing it. So we're going to close your message here with the fairy dust card for Virgo, please. Like I said, if you want a little more detail, check out your rising and your moon sign. And we have backpack. Get your compass. Adventure is yours. Get out the city and enjoy the outdoors. So exploring, that's the best way to find something. Like if you don't know what your purpose is or what you want to achieve, go out there and explore. And then when you resonate with something or you really light you up, then you'll know you're in the right path or your right direction. Because nobody really knows. I mean, how many people have went through college and think, I still don't know what I want to do. Geez, I'm like, how old am I? And I'm like, I don't think nursing resonates with me. I need it. You know what I'm saying? So you have to keep exploring. And then we have learn. A little nudge. It's now your turn. Put on your thinking cap. It's time to learn. Well, that sounds like a Virgo, liking to learn. There's some things out there that you got to go explore and learn to figure out if that's the right path for you. And you'll know when you know, right? And flowers. Flowers will brighten up the space and create a fairy-friendly place. So some of you, who knows, might want to do like gardening, florist, something with that. I don't know. So anyway, and then on the bottom we have believe. Magic is when you believe. So dream big things you can achieve. Yeah, that's the ending message for you, Virgo. So I wish you the best. Happy May, and let this be a time to bloom for yourself, the real self in here. Okay, so that's your message. Thanks so much for watching. Take care. Bye. Okay, Libra, let's go ahead and get into your message for this first week of May 2023. I was going to say 22. Oh my goodness. All right, let's go ahead and get your message. This could be for Libra, Sun, Moon, or Rising. It's whatever the universe and spirit want to bring up. It's about your energy, how to raise your vibration, how to be your best self, any issues you might face, whatever. These are like the work your light as well as the starseed. So they're more about your soul, your spirit, who you are as a soul. We come here on this planet as a soul in a human form, right? So let's go ahead and see what's coming up for you. And please make sure you check out your moon and your ascending sign as well. They'll be more specific to you, okay? So let's go ahead and see. I'm going to put a link as to how to find out your birth chart if you are unaware of what your moon or your ascending is. So let's get into this message and see what wants to come up. So we have loosen your grip, coping mechanisms, density, addiction, and let God in. So there could be something you're holding on to, or like a bad habit, or not a bad, but a old pattern of belief system, somebody that you're clinging to that's toxic, some energy about that. And we have the golden children on the bottom, which is your inner child, tenderness, innocence, and rare gifts. So whatever this you're connected to that's not good for you, bad habit, pattern of belief system that's not working, it's outdated, maybe some from your family, whatever it is, it has something to do with your inner child. Maybe you were raised and you know, you didn't have the best childhood, you know, your family was not very nurturing. Maybe your worth was kind of messed up, like they didn't make you feel worthy. It could be even like abandonment or rejection issues, things like that. That might be why you're like having this clinging on to something that is not good for you. It could be relationships, like connecting to the wrong people, things like that. So let's go ahead and read this Loosen Your Grip. And these aren't meant to trigger you. If we have to look at the things that trigger us, so if things trigger us, that means it's something that needs to be healed, right? If we don't look at them, we just keep burying them, and then we keep repeating them, keep connecting to the same toxic situations and people, keep sabotaging ourselves, all that. So let's get into this message, okay? Coping mechanisms, density, addiction, and let God in. We're cyclic beings, and Mother Earth teaches us how to be human every day with the coming in and going of the tides and the seasons. If you're clinging to anything, you're resisting the natural flow of who you are. The things we can cling to are so often those we most need to let go of. The food, the substances, the relationship, the job, the people-pleasing. The things we cling to often cover up our most vulnerable space, the part we're most afraid to leave empty, the part we guard and don't let grace into. But by keeping the space covered with something that doesn't serve us or clinging to it for fear of not staying in its own accord, we prevent ourselves from receiving the things that will. A Course in Miracles tells us, whatever we leave empty, grace will fill. And the Buddha said, you can only lose what you can cling to. Indeed, both are true. In this card, if this card appears, you're being called to find the courage to loosen your grip and give up control, to release your coping mechanisms and leave space for grace and God to enter. To surrender all the feels dense to your divine. Loosening your grip doesn't mean that you won't be clinging to it will go away. It may, or it might stay, but you can be sure that what is for you will find you, and you'll breathe easier knowing that you've shifted from relying on your own strength to surrendering to the grace of the life. What are you clinging to for the fear of nothing coming to take its place? So that's something you need to look in deep with, like that inner child wound, like I said. You know, I really get this strong maybe fear of abandonment or rejection. Could be. A lot of us have that. You know, we put our self-worth into what people think or feel about us, right? So, and then we have, let's get one of these cards here. Starseed. Dance with life. Do something to change your energy. So say this is change our energy. When we change our energy and raise our vibration, we attract in things that are more aligned with that. So, you know, this I feel like is a lot about self-worth and fear of abandonment and rejection. And on the bottom, we have align with your life. Yes. Your soul, who you really are, your soul. You know, knowing your worth and things. So I'm going to look at this golden children too, about the wounds and stuff for you. Because I feel like we all have we all have kind of like this fear of rejection or abandonment or our worth, you know. This says inner child, tenderness, innocence, and rare gifts. Golden children, children of the sun, are highly advanced, extremely intelligent souls who are incarnating increasingly on the planet. They have little or no personal karma and possess incredible gifts and intuitive abilities. They're born with a very clear mission. Many remember it from a young age and begin answering and sharing it early in life. Due to their unique intelligence, they may find themselves easily bored at school. Most have never incarnated on Earth before, and so if they're not supported in the right ways, they struggle in physical life here. They're often referred to as the new humans. If you pull this card, it could be a sign that you're being called to mother, father, and nurture a child. You may be called to tend to your own inner child and a creative idea or project or a new beginning. To treat yourself in a new beginning with sweet, tender love, to nurture and nourish it, to give every chance to grow in each adult, to encourage, to water, to see the world through the innocence of a child, to see yourself and all others as innocent children, to remember that deep down everyone is trying the best. If they're treated with a tender heart, they'll not harden as the journey through this great adventure called life. So again, you might need to do some like self-worth issues, like looking in the mirror, things like that. There's some out there that you can look up. Also, like it said, it might be maybe working with children would be really good for you, healing for you, and as well as serving your purpose. So I don't know when the golden children came onto the planet, but even if you're young enough, it could be even something with that. So, look into more of that golden child. But this is like nurturing a child. And I really feel like for a lot of you, it's your inner child because some kind of damage or trauma was done. All right, so let's go ahead and get into some tarot. Let's see what comes up with that. So loosening this grip, I almost feel like it might be holding on to something somebody told you, or some trauma from your past. We have this Four of Wands. So see, this is about stability. It's also about our spirituality. So whatever you believe in, it doesn't, through the cards it was saying God, but it could be, whatever you believe in, spirit, the universe, whatever, the higher power, whatever you believe in. Okay. So let's see. And then it will give you some grounding. We have the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles is all about planting our intentions and seeds for the harvest. So, once you loosen up this grip and let go of things that don't serve you and start knowing your worth, you can start planting those new seeds of abundance and what makes you happy, all right? And what makes you whole. And look at that, we have the Sun. Love it. And Ten of Pentacles, our abundance again. So whatever this energy is, something you've been carrying around that's, keeping your vibration low, maybe your worth, not knowing your worth, fear of rejection, abandonment, that people are going to leave you, things like that. I really feel like it's keeping you from what you really want to obtain, your abundance, your success, whatever it is. It could be causing you to sabotage yourself. So let's get a couple more tarot and then we'll get a card from the universe. We have Two of Wands. So you see, this is a really tough choice, a decision. You're at a crossroads to make that choice, whether you want to stay in the same energy where you're not feeling fulfilled and happy, maybe connecting with toxic situations and people, or you can go down that path of towards your abundance, to your higher self, to your higher vibration energy and your abundance, right? So, and then on the bottom we have the Page of Swords. So this is the setting our intentions and beginning that new truth of who we are to the core, right? All right, so let's go ahead and get a Universe Has Your Back card. So, sometimes these messages can be hard, but we have to, if we don't want to keep repeating the same patterns and the same situations and same toxic relationships and things like that, we have to recognize them and accept them and deal with them, all right? Or we're just going to keep burying them and not getting anywhere. Okay, so we have, I find a deeper meaning and personal growth amid the discomfort. Yeah, see, sometimes it gets a little discomfort. We get a little discomfort from it. So this is facing that. So we can sweep it away once and for all. And then on the bottom, we have the key to prayer is to forget what I think I need. Yeah. So feeling that connection, like I need this person to be in my life. I don't want them to walk out, but they're really toxic. Let them go. You're whole as you are. You don't need other people to complete you or other people to make your worth more valuable. Okay. So let's go ahead and close this message with a fairy dust card. There we go. And now we have sunrise. Every sunrise sings a song. Don't worry, be happy. Just sing along. Yeah. Finding happiness within you. Nobody else can make us happy. We have to do it within ourselves. And then when we connect to others, if we feel good and happy about ourselves, it's more higher vibration and more aligned, right? We don't want to feel like other people complete us or we need other people to survive. That's not a good vibration or energy. That's toxic, right? It's codependency. So we got to get out of that. And then on the bottom, we have arrows. Direction is yours to choose today. Your inner light will guide your way. And that is kind of like that crossroads, that two. Trust your gut, trust your intuition, follow your higher self. So that is your message. Thanks for watching, Libra. Take care. Bye. Okay, Scorpio. So we're going to go ahead and get a message from the universe and spirit. This is all about raising our vibration, being the person that we really are within, facing our shadows, things like that. Whatever the universe wants to bring out. This is for the beginning of May. This could be for Scorpio, sun, moon, or rising. And make sure you check out your placements of where your moon lies as well as your rising sign, because that will be more specific to you, because not everybody's a Scorpio with a moon, Gemini, and a rising sun of Aries, so it's everybody different. So that is it will be more specific if you check all three of those signs out and put them together. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into it. And please just take what resonates and let go of what doesn't. So universe, spirit, what is the best message for this first week of May for the sign of Scorpio, please? What's the best message? What do they need to hear at this time? So we have the seas of Mintica, and on the bottom we have lifting the veil, questioning everything. Anything aligned must go. So anything unaligned, out of here. Bye-bye. So if you're not aligning with things, it's time to step away from it, okay? Let's see what the seas of Mintica says. Seeing potential, bringing unconsciousness to light. So something that you are discovering about yourself, realizing that it can be abundant to your life, to bring joy, bring you your abundance. Abundance can be many things. A lot of people think of it as material money things, but it can be, you know, happiness, relationships, all kinds of things. So whatever it is, you're seeing potential in something to bring you this abundant, this happy, peaceful life, right? And it's the veil is lifting with that. So we're going to go ahead and look at the seas of Mintica. Just read the card a little bit. All right, so the seas of Mintica is saying seeing potential and bringing unconsciousness to light. So something that you're not aware of is coming to light about how you can bring in abundance, be happy, live in your best self. All right, and it says Mintica is thought to have been a water-based planet containing the most crystal clear waters you could ever imagine, so clear that you could see for miles and miles underwater. Interesting enough, planet, and you're a water sign. Very interesting. The Seas of Mintica card represents the crystalline clarity of potential and possibility. It's about the ability and choice to see the potential in all people and situations. This could be one of your natural traits, or it could be a sign that what you're currently doing has great potential. Minticans are thought to have been a galactic race who saw the light in everything and everyone. You may have received this card as confirmation that a situation or project has extreme potential and will reach fruition. If it appears in a spread, it's a very positive sign that things are working out in the highest potential of all of them involved. According to Carl Jung, that which we do not bring to our consciousness appears in our life as fate. When water appears in our dreams and art, it often represents the unconscious mind. Pulling this card also means you may be called to bring the light in unconsciousness patterns of which you're unaware, to look at them to see them clearly and consciously, so they don't appear in life as fate. What unconscious patterns of behaviors are already brought to you in the light of the day? So there's something unconscious that you might not even be aware of. You might be dreaming about it. You might occasionally think of it, but like kind of pass it off. There's something in there that is going to bring potential to you, all right? And this veil is lifting. I feel like you're maybe having little bouts of deja vu. It could have been something from your past lives and things that you're seeing it and like, why does this seem so familiar? So pay attention to that, really big, because it's leading you down a path of your abundance, all right? All right, so let's go ahead and get a starseed card. Like that veil is lifting. So, you know, because when we come here on Earth, we forget about the things we had before our past lives, you know. It gets regressed. So I feel like somehow it's coming to light, whether it's in your dreams or you're just having deja vu. But it's a message for you to get aligned on your path so you can have the best life possible and live your purpose and have abundance and all that good stuff. The reason why you come here. And then we have Lemuria, creating heaven on earth. Well, there you go. Yep, trying to create heaven on earth, right? And then we have play, have fun, celebrate, and don't be too serious. So yeah, sometimes when we're too serious, then we kind of miss the point. It's like wearing those rose-colored glasses. We get focused on one thing, work, or whatever, and we don't see things around us. So getting outside, enjoying people, having fun will loosen you up, and you'll be able to have more clarity, and you'll be experiencing more of that deja vu, all right? So let's go ahead and get into our tarot cards. So with this play, have fun, celebrate, and don't be so serious. You know, if you lighten up a little bit, you'll get some more clarity. And like I said, I feel like that deja vu will be more frequent, and then you'll be able to put the pieces together to figure out, you know, which pathway you need to go on, or something you need to do, or you'll see things clearly about which direction to go on. So let's go ahead and see what tarot cards are coming out for you, Scorpio. So we have the Knight of Pentacles. So that, you know, this is slowly planning, methodical. So I really feel like if you are getting dreams, write down your dreams, and because they can lead to some different intentions that you need to follow through with, okay? And write down your intentions. Whenever this next new moon is, I'm not quite sure when it is, make sure that you write down your intentions, because sometimes, not sometimes, when we do write things down as goals and things, you're more likely to achieve them and follow through. Now you have Temperance, so this is a Sagittarius card, but this is all about patient. So with this Knight of Pentacles and the Temperance, I feel like, be patient, it's coming. There's a little bit of work you need to do and a little bit more clarity you need to focus on to be able to get the bigger picture and really set those goals and intentions out there, all right? So you won't get distracted or pulled away or lose the train of thought or whatever. Yeah, we have the Fool. So this is going to be a new adventure. You might have to take a risk here too. So if you're getting dreams and, intentions like coming up, clarity to go a different route, I feel like that's also why the plague. Go out and try new things, things that you don't normally do, like to go have fun. Like if you go to a restaurant with your friends to eat, go to a different one. And if your friends don't want to go alone, because you could be running into somebody that could, possibly be a creative project or different things. So try something new, have fun, and here's some skills. And it's going to teach you some new skills as well, of what you need to do. Like, I really feel like some of you might be, maybe starting your own business or some kind of creative project or something like that, or getting into something that will lead you closer to your path. Okay. And we have the Five of Pentacles with the Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles is somebody, is like the motherly figure. She does the work, she does the kids, she does that. Very grounded and stable. But the Five of Pentacles is lack. So be careful about if you have any kind of, what's it called? Poverty mindset, like where you feel like I got to count every penny and all that, because that's what you're sending out to the universe. So pay attention to that, all right? Because there is stability and celebration on the bottom, but you got to be not so like focused on like I got to count every penny, let me see where the because when you do that, that means like, oh, okay, so you want to count all these pennies, so we're going to make it more difficult for you to be able to spend more money. We're going to make you count pennies. You know what I'm saying? So be careful, because the universe does kind of play with that. It's not, it's kind of, black and white. It's not, you know what I'm saying? So be careful about your mindset, yes, I know times are tough, but you got to like sometimes just, realize that, it's money. It had to come back around. You know what I'm saying? You got to, because that's what the universe is focusing on. All right, so let's go ahead and see what your fairy dust card is. So now we have turquoise. A turquoise crystal is color blue. It's healing magic works on you. So you might want to get some turquoise. Interesting enough, the Sea of Mintica. Look at those crystal clear waters. Turquoise. You know what? I know a lot of people can't do this, but some of you might need to go like to a tropical island or to like this beach where there's waters are crystal clear, maybe even Florida. Just go and just kind of relax by the water, and it'll bring some clarity too. And some of you, I kind of feel like maybe your dreams are like that, like dreaming of the beach or water or something like that. And like it said in one of my cards here, that's about our subconscious. So there's something buried deep in your subconscious that's dying to come out, and it's giving you like little glimpses and clues, but you might be like so focused on work or not paying attention to it that it can't get through. You're just kind of missing it. So, make sure you pay attention. Like I said, keep a dream journal, write things down, maybe do some meditation so you can have that clarity. Go sit by the water to bring some clarity to you. All right. So that also is very cleansing, so that can help too. All right, Scorpio, so that's your message. Thanks so much for watching. Take care. Okay, hi, Sagittarius. Welcome to A Spiritual Journey. So today we are entering May, like I said, so we're going to go ahead and get some energy for you starting out in May. And this could be for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising. What it's going to be is kind of tapping into your soul, like where you need to grow, what path you need to take, maybe something that you're really experiencing or realizing, or is just like under the subconscious level where you're feeling it, but you don't know quite which way direction or which way to go. Raising your vibration, all that good stuff. And it would be best if you check out your rising and your moon sign as well, because that's more specific to you. So if you don't know what those are, I am going to put a link down in my probably description. I was going to say comments, maybe comments. Look for it in one of those down below, and you can find out what your moon and your rising sign are. All you need is like where the place you were born, not the actual hospital or whatever. It's more like the town and city and country and all that. as well as, you know, the date of birth and the time if you know it, okay? So let's go ahead and get into your message. What does the universe and spirit want to let you know or be aware of? Let's see. All right, so this is the Starseed Oracle. We have the double mission, nice. And on the bottom we have Whale and Orca Elders. Interesting. So we have double mission. Light worker, starseed, serve the world by being you. So you could be both of these, a light worker and a starseed, and you have a double mission here, right? To bring light to the world, to bring knowledge, to bring healing, whatever it is. So we're going to go ahead and read this card. Let me get my book. Double mission. So Sagittarius, you could be having a double mission here. So let's see what's happening. Which, you know, sometimes they go hand in hand. Light worker, starseed, empath, all those different things. So let's see. Highly sensitive. All right. So, light worker starseeds are mission and purpose oriented. Many have the feeling that time's running out and there's something they came to do, create or contribute. They're here to grow as souls individually, individual mission, and also to contribute to the planet in some action-oriented way, collective mission. So, working on yourself, of course, then that helps other people be able to work on themselves as well. So, you know, being that healer energy, you know, or that teacher or inspirer or whatever it is. Okay, so let's go ahead and read the rest. Their collective mission is often answered through a career calling or by devoting their life to something bigger until they remember their collective mission. It can feel as if something's missing or that they're forgetting something important. It's common for light worker starseeds to feel that they're different, and they may carry soul memories of being visible or sharing their voice. As such, they may protect themselves by dimming their light in order to fit in or spending time in some sort of closet, such as spiritual closet. If you pull this card, you're being called to remember your collective mission and step into it even more fully. You're being reminded that your role as a light worker is to light up the world with your presence. This doesn't have to be a great big thing or decision you need to make. You also don't have to have a great big plan. If you resonate with being a light worker, all you need to do is work out what lights you or what lights you up, your passions and joys, and keep doing that. When you trust and follow the simple path of things that light you up, then you'll lose yourself in the doing. You'll light up the world without even trying. I love that. So let's look at this Whale and Orca Elders because I'm interested about this one. So the Whale and Orca Elders, share your songs, frequency of sound, and diving deep. So some of you could be writing music, some of you could be singers, but that doesn't have to be. It could just be the soul sound of the song of your soul, you know, sharing that wisdom and knowledge that you have, just even that light vibration, you know, because everything's frequency. So let's read this. The Whale and Orca Elders are benevolent cosmic beings here to anchor a frequency of love onto the planet, to harmonize it with their song. As they weave around the oceans, they do so much more than any of us know. Their physical presence affects Earth's magnetic field, and their harmonics call us to wake up and remember our own soul's song. Looking through the eye of a whale is something you'll never forget. Whales see into every being in an instant. You're changed forever. They'll see beyond the physical and woundings. They identify the personality, the story. They see right into your soul. If you pull this card, you're being called to surrender to your deepest truth and share it with potency, to bow to what you truly are, to stretch your heart wide enough to hold it, to leave your fears, doubts, and baggage at the door, to question any part of you that doesn't feel good enough. The Whale and Orca Elders want you to give others the privilege of seeing who you truly are, and for you to see the same in the other beings, to drop your hang-ups and potentially flaws and get busy revealing the unique note and soul you came to sing. Allow the song that echoes into your four chambers of your heart to emanate into the four directions. Peel back the layers of suffering and pain and reveal to others your soul's true song, and endeavor to see the soul of those you meet. I love that. That's beautiful. Yeah. So, you know, this is asking you to reach deep down in there and be vulnerable and show people who you really are, the struggles you've went through, your wisdom and things like that, because it's going to benefit so many people, okay, and raise the vibration of them and the planet. All right, so I love that, Sagittarius. That's your light worker and your star seed and all that mission. So let's go ahead and get this. This one's called the light. Work your light. So let's see what comes up with this. Deep replenishment, retreat, rest, and be held. Yeah, so this is the time to go within, you know, do some, it's kind of like the Four of Swords or the Hermit card. Do some like really self-evaluation, take some time to rest so you can clear your mind and be able to have that energy, building up that energy to go out there and do this mission, all right? And I don't know why I pulled over that one. That's Anna, the grandmother. This one's Miro. Who or what is triggering you? So there's some kind of someone in your life right now that could be a mirror to you, triggering you to when we get triggers, that's stuff we need to heal. So if there's somebody in your life that's really picking at you, really making you emotional and like kind of chaotic, and it's like a mirror, they're showing you back of stuff that you need to face and heal. Okay, all right, so let's get some tarot cards. So if you're going to feel like right now that, oh, I just can't get a break, or somebody really triggering me, it's to bring out this energy of where you're able to heal that and be able to be vulnerable to help other people in the planet. All right, so let's go ahead and get some tarot. Okay, so we have the Six of Pentacles with the Eight of Wands. We also have the Ten of Pentacles, nice. The Devil, that's that toxic temptation, right? And then the Death card. Okay, so anything toxic, you know, you might be chained to, you know, that's what you got to really reevaluate that. Like, what is holding me back? What is keeping me chained to this negative energy? You have to look within and figure that out, you know, resisting that, walking away, letting go. This, I feel like this could be the mirror that's triggering you. The Death card is about letting it go and transforming and moving away, right? That's that Scorpio energy. And what this does is makes us take action to move away from it, balances us out, and then brings in our abundance. So there's some kind of energy right now that might be triggering you, making you face those fears, make you face those shadows, that mirror energy. It's not running away from it or denying it or stuffing it down. It's facing it and saying, okay, why is this actually getting to me? Why am I letting this get to me? Of course, you don't put up with this toxic energy. If it's a person just like that's very toxic for you, you walk away from it. But then you do that inner healing. You go within, you know, and then you figure out, like, why is this triggering me? Why do I keep having an issue with it? Why do I keep attracting this to me? And then you figure that out and you let go, move away, take action and move away. All right. So let's go ahead and see, there's that Hermit on the bottom again. This could be Virgo season, so maybe this stuff will be resolved by then. This also could be just you going within, you know, going within and doing a deep dive and figuring out, like, why this stuff is bothering me, really looking at it, not just dismissing it, sweeping it away, ignoring it, because it's just going to keep popping back up. It's not going to stay, you know, not to sound morbid, but it's like a dead body in the ocean. It's going to pop back up. No matter what you put on it, it's going to pop back up. So, all right. I watch these crime shows and I always wonder that. Like, these people think these bodies are going to stay at the bottom? No. You know? All right. It's just like those cell phones. They take cell phones with them when they're burying a body or something. It's like, they can trace your cell phone, people. You're pinging all over the place. Anyway. All right. So we have aura cleanse. When you feel heavy or run out of luck, go swim at the beach and you'll feel unstuck. So again, with this, I did that water energy cleansing. Everybody, like, there's been a couple in here that you need to cleanse. Water's going to help it. Or go to the beach. The beach always makes you feel so relaxed, you know. There's so much more out there to worry about, our insignificant little issues, you know. So go do that. And then we have release. Sometimes the only thing to do is cry, laugh, and it's laugh or cry. It's up to you. So yeah, releasing. You know, if you need to do one of those ugly cries, do it. It's so soothing. You look like crap, you have a stuffy nose and all that, but you feel so much weight just coming off of you. All right, so that is your message. Oh, I forgot to get you guys a universe card. That's all right, we'll get it. The universe has your back. I got too worried about my Discovery ID channel criminal shows. All right, so we have joy is the ultimate creator. And then we have, instead of praying for an outcome, I pray for the highest good for all. Yes. And even though we don't realize it, sometimes those things that we go through, those triggers, those challenges and things like that, is actually going to have a better outcome. It's rough getting through it, but you feel so much lighter at the end. So Capricorn, hello, darling. We're going to go ahead and get into your message. This can be for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, or Rising. It's a message from the universe, the spirit, for you for the beginning of May. You know, something that you maybe your purpose you're trying to figure out, or some energy you're trying to figure out, how you can become a better version of yourself, whatever wants to come up. These are the star seed oracle and the work your light. So it's more of that spiritual nature. You're more of your soul. And I would highly suggest checking out the videos that's in your placement of your moon as you're rising, because it will be more specific to you. Okay. And I will put a link down in the description box about how you can find out what all your placements are, if you don't know already. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into your message. Universe and Spirit, what is the best message for, well, that was quick, for Capricorn? So on the bottom we have Earth School. Love that, because you're an Earth sign. And it says life lessons, soul growth, study, and higher learning. And your major card here is We the Hathors, deep love, mother's milk, and birth is a portal. So let's go ahead and read this book. So we as the Hawthorns, deep love, mother's milk, and birth is a portal. I feel like, tapping into, Earth School, you're an Earth sign. So you're more that grounded energy, more practical. So utilizing that energy, instead of, saying like, well, I'm just stubborn, I'm not going to change my ways, I need to plan things out, utilizing that, that as a good quality, So let's see what this card says here, and we'll get more into that. We as the Hawthorns. Let's see. Grounding with that earth energy, All right. So, we as the Hawthorns, birth is a portal that ushers in new life. The Hawthorns are here to remind you that you're a child of the cosmic mother, and you're being called to be held by the deep, never-ending love and embrace. There is a tender, nourishing card reminding you to receive the deep, deep love of the mother's embrace. The Hawthorns know that the journey on earth can be rocky and lonely at times, but you're being reminded to rest more deeply in the mother's arms. This is a card of extreme potency, of feminine, of creation, of birth. You're being called to mother yourself and others too, to surrender to your sacred femininity, and to create and surrender to your own creations, to hold and be held. You're being called to remember your place in the web of life, and to realize that the cosmic mother is watching you every step of the way. You may be going through a transition right now, moving from one way of being to another. So if you're being reminded that you're cradled in a sacred container, you're more than held than you can possibly imagine, and you have access to more love in your heart than that can bear. If you're struggling in any way, you're being reassured that things will work out. Open yourself up to receiving the overflowing love of the cosmic mother, flooding towards you from every direction. Let it stretch your heart. Love that. Excuse me. Oh, that got me choked up. So this is all about like that mothering energy, that feminine energy, where we're very compassionate. We put others above ourselves, So I'm not saying, put everybody above yourself, even toxic people, all that. But it's like that unconditional love, that mothers have. And knowing that you're being protected, being a little vulnerable, knowing that you're being protected, coming from that place of creativity and intuition and compassion, things like that. Now we're going to read this Earth School. So the Earth School is about life's lessons. So, life's lessons might have hardened you up a little bit, closed off your heart. And this is saying, tapping back into that compassion, that sensitivity, your intuition, things like that, your creative energy. So working with things like with your hands, whether you like to paint or write music or sing, whatever your creative energy is, because it's going to help with that healing. Okay, and help you be a little more vulnerable. So check out this Earth School, if I can find it. Earth School. All right, so Planet Earth is a great intuition for the soul and life lessons of the curriculum for which we enroll. These aren't the one-time lessons, but themes we choose to circle around, deepening our experience of them as we make our way through the spiral of life. Pulling this card can also mean that you're being called to embark on a new area of study, of growth. This could be through structured learning, such as university, school, or training course. If you're having difficulties in relationships, you're being reminded that these are opportunities for soul growth. After all, relationships are our number one way that we grow as souls while we're on Earth. If you pull this card while you're going through a difficult time, you're being prompted to remember that your soul came here to grow and learn. So this is saying that all the tough times you've been through, all the struggles, all the breakups, all the betrayals has given you a huge learning opportunity. Yes, they're painful, but they make you stronger. They make you wiser. They make you know your worth. They make you set priorities and know what's important. So don't, you know, beat yourself up or close off your heart or anything like that. Lose your compassion, become bitter because of that stuff, because it's taught you so much, okay? To the core. It makes you realize, you know, what's important and things like that, all right? So, and I love this, water your garden. Love that. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get into, and on this bottom we have deep replenishment. So watering your garden, everything's about water, you know, cleansing. Take that shower, cleanse off. You know, it's letting go of all the debris and stuff. Taking the lessons, taking that wisdom and your strength and letting all the rest fall away. All right, so let's get some tarot cards. So being here on earth has been like going to school. It's a hard thing to go through, hard knock life. It's a hard knock life, but it's taught you so much and made your soul like really rise above. And you know, don't let it close you off. Don't let it make you bitter, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and see what else is coming up. So we have the Page of Swords. You know, setting those intentions, starting a new beginning in our truth. King of Pentacles, somebody that's very grounded. He's mastered all the lessons of the earth. We have the Strength card. Yeah, your inner strength. And the Hierophant, it's the Taurus card. That's what your beliefs are. And the Five of Pentacles, lack. And then we have the Seven of Swords. So don't fool yourself, you know that these lessons, yes, they've been hard. Let's face it. Life's hard, right? But it's not here to cause you any lack. It's for you to step into your higher self, your higher beliefs, and know, you know, that you're more than what's happened to you here on earth. This is just school. It's just training, right? And the Hierophant also is about our belief system. So, you know, you can choose to believe like, oh, life's gonna, like, just, I'm a victim and life's just beat me down. And, you know, or you can say like, you know what? That was an experience. Now I know which way to do it. Now I know that what I can handle. Now I know what's important, right? So that's what you got to do. Don't trick yourself, all right? You're stronger than you know. You're more empowered than you know. The King of Pentacles, that's the earth sign, and he's like the top of the one, the cream of the crop, you know? He knows what he wants. He knows what he's going to go after. He's empowered, and that's what you need to do. So start this new beginning with that truth, all right? Don't trick yourself. All right, so let's go ahead and get a message from the universe. This is the universe has your back. You know, all those struggles and hardships and betrayals, you're still standing, right? You're wiser for it. You're stronger for it. So now I said, I choose love no matter what. Yeah, see? It's choosing love. You know, don't let people make you bitter from the things that you went through. If somebody's treated you poorly or anything like that, that's their problem. You're still standing, all right? You got this. Let's see what's on the bottom. I witness the darkness and I call on the light with my prayer. Thank you, universe, for guiding me and perceive this fear through the eyes of the teacher of love. Yep, see? This is something about love. Sharing love with the world, sharing your love with the world, being still loving, like that mother, unconditional love. Having that unconditional love and forgiveness for things that's happened, because you're still standing, you're wiser, you're stronger, you've got this, you know? So I love that. So let's go ahead and close your message with the fairy dust cards. You know, don't let them beat you down. You got this. So now we have backpack. Get your compass. Adventure is yours. Get out of the city and enjoy the outdoors. So more earth energy. Go out and enjoy the earth. Go do an adventure. You know, free up your burdens a little bit. Go explore. All right. So that is your message, Capricorn. Thanks for watching. Take care. Hello, Aquarius. We're going to go ahead and get in your message for the month of May. It's going to be, you know, we're just starting May tomorrow, the May 1st on Monday. So we're going to go ahead and see what the universal spirit want to bring out. This is about like your higher self message, you know, your purpose, which direction you need to go, your energy, raising your vibration, any shadows you might need to see, whatever wants to come up, because we are looking into the Starseed Oracle as well as the Work Your Light. So, you know, it's not more about materialistic things. It's, well, it is how we handle, you know, life on Earth, but it's like the bigger picture energy. So I would suggest that you also look at your moon and your rising sign placements and listen to those too. It will be more specific for the message for you. Okay, so let's get into this. All right, so let's see what wants to come up. Please, universe and spirit, bring the best message for the sign of Aquarius for May 1st and moving forward. Okay, so we have the Great Severing. Interesting. And on the bottom, fall into my arms. Nice. Okay, so the Great Severing says Mars energy, angry, conflict, and softening to love. So angry. So is there something going on in your life that's making you kind of pissed off, resentful, bitter? It's something you need to look at. Okay, because it's softening to love, you know, letting that go so we can soften up and not letting things harden us. And then fall into my arms is surrendering, holding the opposites and extremes of life. So it could be somebody that you're really butting heads with, conflict, like complete opposite of you, just triggering the hell out of you. And it's saying, you know, don't get bitter. You know, it's time to let that fall away, because only that's going to do is just poison you and keep you in a low vibration. So let's go ahead and read this Great Severing. You know, and I know like Aquarius usually don't have, they're not real touchy-feely. I'm not saying you don't feel it, but you're very, you know, detached. So it could be like affecting you more than you know. So let's go ahead and see what this is saying. This is a shadow card. One that may feel confrontational. Don't be afraid. It's here to bring you to the surface of anything that's standing in your way of letting love in. The warring planet of Mars is our constant reminder that it's important to soften, forgive, and find our way back to love. There are many things in the human experience that make it difficult for our heart and soul to stay open to the never-ending source of love. We're all wounded, and our unconscious wounds inflict wounds on others. It can feel like a never-ending dance we can never escape. If we aren't careful, before long, we'll see the world as a scary, dangerous place where fear and anxiety roam free. If this card surfaces, it could be for two reasons. Firstly, for you to acknowledge the difficult emotions, situations, conflicts, wounds, and fears that are causing you pain and anxiety. And secondly, for you to find your way back to love. When you're hurt, it's normal to close off your heart to the world, to let the painful experience conform the agony of separation, earthly life. Soften and find your way back to love anyway. When fear, anxiety, and paranoia paralyze you, it's normal to want to hide away from others in the world. Come out of the cave and soften your heart anyway. We're all innocent children spinning our way around the world. Find a way to see the innocence in all people, especially yourself. Yes. Oh, that's so nice. Yeah, it's like giving that inner child a hug, that kid when you were little, right? All the things you've went through. So it kind of reminds me of that song by The Weeknd. What's that one? Save your tears for another day. You know how sometimes, you know, we might really love somebody, but our shadows and our things that we've held on to kind of we spill out and bleed all over them. I feel like that energy. So if you're keeping yourself like, yeah, I really want to find love, but then every relationship's failing, it's time to take a good look at your shadows. Like, you know, anything that's caused you pain that you might be projecting onto others. Like healing, deep healing, all right? And then we have fall into your arms, into my arms. And this is just saying, you're being invited to welcome the highs and the lows of the human experience, to let them initiate you more fully into life, the agony and the ecstasy, the beauty and the bitterness. Yeah. So it's balancing those energies out, okay? You know, without the ugly, we wouldn't have the beauty, right? So it's kind of balancing those energies out. So I feel like, you know, this like wounded child energy. So it's something you might not even know it. It's just buried underneath, and some things might trigger you. Or when you get into a relationship, it might be like fear takes hold and somehow you sabotage it, you know? So let's go ahead and get one of these work your light cards. You know, and that's not beating yourself up or anything. It's, you know, we all go through things like that. And then we have the crumbling. What are you clinging to? Letting fall away, right? Yeah. And then we have Anna, grandmother of Jesus, seeding the light, laying foundations, and divine plan. So, you know, this is seeding the light. So, you know, that I feel like this is, you know, connecting to your higher self, whatever you believe in, your belief system, whatever's more powerful, you know, the all-powerful creator, the universe, whatever, connecting to that and getting some healing, laying that foundation, letting go of old belief systems and fears and wounds, and, you know, giving that inner child a hug in the mirror. You know, and getting back to that, you know, knowing that everybody has shadows, and you know, people do the best they can with what they got. Not everybody has raised to a higher vibration, and just realizing that sometimes you might be bleeding out on, you know, you might really want that connection, but some of those things you're carrying around is like bleeding all over when you get triggered. You get triggered, the scab falls off, you bleed over people, right? So just be cautious of that, okay? You might need to take a look within and figure that out. Save your tears for another day. But honestly, it might be a good time for a good cry. Letting those emotions flow. All right, so let's see what else is coming up. And it doesn't have to be just about relationships. It could be connections with your parents or siblings, whatever, friends. That has caused some kind of hurt within your heart, right? It made you close off a little. All right, so let's see what else. So we have the Four of Swords. Yep, this is taking a step back, resting, contemplating. We have the Eight of Swords because you're feeling trapped in this situation. Like, why am I repeating the same cycle? Why do I keep sabotaging relationships? Why I keep attracting the wrong type of people that have baggage? Whatever. Two of Swords, taking that blindfold off because you're missing it. It's something within you that you need to heal. To raise your vibration, to be able to not connect to that, to not sabotage yourself, right? And then on the bottom we have the Page of Pentacles. This is setting new intentions in the material world, not to do that anymore, or notice those triggers or what you're doing, okay? And then we have Page of Cups. Yeah, all these new pages. This is like new beginnings. That's in your emotions. Setting intentions, like what do I want to achieve with my emotions? How do I want to express myself that's going to be beneficial to me and the other person, right? So let's go ahead and get a Universe Has Your Back card for an added message. I create mindful moments throughout the day, reminding myself that I am love and miracles are natural. Yeah. This is really basically like a I love yourself card. Not letting the things that have happened to you stay within to cause damage for you to sabotage yourself or doubt yourself or have insecurities, okay? Knowing that you're worthy of love, right? And this one says, through prayer and meditation, I create a ripple effect of peace in the world. Yeah, it's like I said, bleeding all over everybody, right? It has a ripple effect. All right, so let's go ahead and say, so the damage that was done to you from that person goes to you. You put it out to other people, so it's like this massive ripple effect. So we can stop that cycle by healing, right? Let's see what else. This is the fairy dust cards. And we have music. Fairies dance to the green hollow where the music plays, joy will follow. So you could be getting messages in music that also could be healing to you. I would, you know, no, I'm not saying that regular music isn't good if there's a song you need to hear, but also like what is it called? Hertz music, like different frequencies can be very healing to your chakras, to all different things. So you might want to look into that. And then we have travel. Of all the things you can do, travel is in the cards for you. So you might want to do some traveling, take a little vacation so you could do a deep dive and figure out what's going on. You might want to go back to, you know, somebody that did hurt you and just have a conversation and forgive or whatever it is for you. Okay, Aquarius? So that's your message. Thanks for watching. Take care. Hello, Pisces. So we are going to get into our May message. Tomorrow is May 1st. So the first week of May and extend it out, we're going to go ahead and get a message from the universe and spirit about your spirituality, who you are deep down as a soul, your purpose, whatever comes up. This because we're using the cards of the Starseed Oracle as well as the Work Your Light. So it's more of that soul energy. So we're going to go ahead and of course we're living on the planet, so we do have that energy too. So whatever wants to come up, it's going to come up. And I would suggest that you also look at, besides the Pisces one, check out where your moon and your moon and your rising or your ascending sign are, and read those too, because that will be more specific to your reading. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into it. All right, universe and spirit, what would you like the sign of Pisces to know for the beginning of May? What's the message here, please? All right. Wait a minute. That one goes over there. That's like grandmother Anna. She keeps following us around. Man, she must be really protecting the collective right now. So let's see what else. Okay. So we have a double mission. Nice. And then we have Star Keeper on the bottom. So cosmic ancestors see the light by staying grounded. So some grounding might be needed. And we have double mission, light worker starseed, serve the world by being you. All right. I'm going to go ahead and do these ones and then we'll read some of the book. This is the Work Your Light Oracle. So now we have the ever unfolding rose, cracked open. It's happening for you, not to you. And on the bottom, the crumbling. What are you clinging to? So I really get this energy of, you might have just had a bad breakup. You're still kind of clinging to it, questioning it, doubting it, wanting the person to come back, wanting them to apologize, whatever. And this is saying, this is a big lesson for you. It's cracking you open so your beauty can shine through, A cracked stained window. You ever see those cracked mirrors? What happens? The light gets through the cracks and it just radiates the whole place in light, right? That's what's happening. It's happening to you, it's happening for you, not to you, okay? It's making you raise your vibration, know your worth, align to things that are better and brighter for you, okay? So you're on a double mission. This is something also, too, that you can use as a catalyst to help other people or to write a book or different things like that, right? And you all do have some cosmic ancestors helping you to stay grounded and heal and things like that. So let's go ahead and get the books. Where's the books? All right, so this double mission... So this is basically saying that you have a mission to heal and raise your vibration as well as the planet and other humans and collective. So once you go through this issue with something happening to you that you're still clinging to, that's not serving you, it breaks your heart, you're betrayed, you're crushed, right? So you got to go through that healing to realize what's important, that you deserve more, to know your worth and things like that. Once you go through that, you have that experience to be able to help other people. Whatever it is. Because people don't want to hear Joe Blow that didn't go through it sit there and tell them advice about how to get through something that he never went through, right? So, and you just have that healing, sympathetic energy to you. All right, so it says, if you pull this card, you're being called to remember your collective mission and step into it even more fully. You're being reminded that your role as a light worker is to light up the world with your presence. This doesn't have to be a great big thing or decision you need to make. You also need to know to have a great big plan. If you resonate with being a light worker, all you need to do is to work out what lights you up, your passions and joys, and keep doing that. So, I love that. The Star Keeper here is, let's find it. Okay. The bottom, the underlying. Okay. You're an ancient keeper of the stars, here to anchor and seed your light in a unique way. The more grounded you remain during this transitional period, the more helpful you will be. You may be called to be in different places in the world to anchor this light. Perhaps by taking a trip or living in a certain location, you may also find yourself experiencing awakening symptoms. The more grounded you remain, the more stable Earth's energy will become and less reactive humanity will be. You're here for a double mission to grow as an individual and as part of a larger collective that's bringing about a shift in frequency. Trust that you can be in the world, but not of it, and truly glorious and lead a truly glorious light. I love this because this is double mission and this does the double mission because you are definitely on a double mission. So this ever folding rose, that's the different book. Oh, I gotta find this one's not in alphabetical like the other one. Ever folding rose. Let's see if I can find it. Okay, so number 24. The ever unfolding rose. I love that. Okay. Cracked open, it's happening for you, not to you. The challenge of life is to keep your heart open when you most want to close it. To let it crack you open. To open through hurt and loss. To allow what is falling away to fall away. Being human is a courageous act. A life well lived is full of losses and tragedies, as well as triumphs and adventures. Wherever you find yourself at the moment, life is coaxing you to keep your heart open, no matter how much it hurts, and continually unfold to let the life crack you open. Now is the time to go gently, to treat yourself like a tender, sweet baby, to wrap yourself with a blanket and trust that the mother has you cradled in her arms. The seas may not all be smooth sailing, but you are safe and you are held. One day, not too far from today, you will look back at this transformation and be blown away about the poetry of life. Everything is going to be okay. I love that. And of course, the crumbling is just, you know, letting something fall away because you're clinging to it. Okay. So let's go ahead and get some tarot. So you might be going through some more painful things because you are on this double mission. You know, you have to go through those experiences so you can share them with others and be more understanding, to have that strength and wisdom. You know, Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac, so that wisdom, you know, and especially if you're on a double mission, you know, you go through harder things, unfortunately, but you can handle it. You know, that's what you had decided to do before you came to Earth. All right, so we have the Fool. Yeah, taking a risk, going out on a limb, doing things that, you know, other people won't do. Starting a new venture here. Four of Cups. Yes, sometimes you might get rejected, and that's because it's divine protection, though. You know, this isn't aligned to you. You have a bigger mission to be than in that lower vibration energy that where people are going to be ghosting you, cheating on you, taking advantage of you, things like that. We also have the Death card, which is Scorpio. This is about letting things go and transformation, baby. Okay, and then on the bottom, yeah, you're gonna have your heart broken, unfortunately, but it's for a purpose. It's not against you. Okay, it's not being done to you. And then we have, yeah, just keep moving forward, take action, keep moving forward. You know, yes, it hurts. Do some healing, cry, and then move forward. And then we have the Two of Pentacles. Yes. Sometimes we have, this is like that juggling energy. So I feel like this is that double mission. You got to heal yourself as well as help heal the planet. All right. So let's go ahead and get a card of the universe. Universe has your back. I recognize that I have chosen fear, and I choose again. I choose love. Yeah. So don't wallow too much in your fears. I know it's hard, but, you know, you got to face those fears and keep moving forward. Yes, you might get rejected. Yes, and you might be stabbed in the back and betrayed. But you keep getting up, you heal, and you move forward. You got a job to do. All right, so when I'm connected to my joyful presence, I attract support from the universe. Yes, connecting to yourself. You know, don't take things personally when people treat you badly. Shine that light because you have an important mission here. All right, so let's go ahead and get our fairy dust card. Family. Wherever you go, whatever you do, your family is here for you. So I feel like this is saying about your soul. It could be your family, but I feel like this is your soul family. So keep moving forward. You're going to connect to your soul tribe, you know, you're all going to be working together on this double mission. And we have turquoise. A turquoise crystal is a color blue. It's healing magic, works for you. So maybe get some crystal that's turquoise. Maybe sit by some clear blue water. Maybe do some cleansing, things like that. That will help. All right. Turquoise, is that Pisces card? If you're born in March, I think turquoise, I think turquoise could be March. I think it's also blue aventurine, but I think turquoise could be March. So if you are a Pisces that was born in March, definitely get a turquoise, definitely. But you can anyway, even if you're born in February. I'm just saying. Okay, so that is your message, Pisces. Thanks so much for watching. Have a beautiful May. Take care.